witchy friends. I'm Jade. This is Jaded Raven Witchery. Today I'm going to show you how I made these really cool black scrying mirrors. Now you may notice in the beginning I did not initially have this one started. This round one I was doing, as well as an extra large one that I will show off in just a moment, but I was going to do a smaller one that was kind of similar to this, but then after realizing how hard it was to take the back off of this one, I decided to show just a quick example of a cool picture frame with clear glass and how simple that can be to turn into a black scrying mirror. But if you do have a mirror specifically that you think would look amazing as a black scrying mirror, that is obviously why I did this one. And this one, I think they're both really, really awesome. The simple steps that I show you, you can easily do it. I have also, in the description box below, linked all of the things you would need to make black scrying mirrors, as well as some cute frames and mirrors that this would be fun to do this with. So yeah, I've also listed in the description box below a simple list of the steps, just in case it gets unclear in the video along the way as to what I did and when. Here is how I started. First thing you're going to want to do in making your own scrying mirror is to find the mirrors you're going to be making and remove the back. I have done that with this large mirror. I also have a small and a medium size here that I'm going to be working on. But right now there's a bunch of tape that I found, so I'm gonna scrape this off with a razor and remove the backs from these two mirrors as well, and then we will be back. I scraped all the tape off and I removed the mirror from the wood frame. I have the mirror over here on some paper. The empty frame and backing I just stuck over here. Now I'm on to the black one. This was glued on. So the cardboard did rip a bit, but that is okay. I'm probably just going to tape down the cardboard or maybe paint it black. There's a lot of glue. I'm going to finish scraping that off. Once I removed everything from the mirrors, I put them flat on newspaper and sprayed a generous amount of this citrus strip paint and varnish stripper to the backs. So I'm gonna let this sit for a little while. So it's only a few short hours later, and I took a brand new sponge and I just very gently wiped it. This is actually awesome. So here's where we're at. One of my wonderful children came down here after one of the cats stepped on one of the mirrors and cracked it all the way through. I'm still going to continue with the project. I'm confident that I can fix that crack, and since it's going to be a black scrying mirror that's going to be covered for the most part, magically enchanted, and I'll use certain mirror washes and oils on it, I don't think it's going to affect the magical properties of the mirror or the qualities of it, because mostly you're supposed to scry in darkness with, you know, just a few candles out of the way of the mirror. I think it's going to be okay. I'm going to at least try it. I let the citrus strip sit overnight, but I was able to easily remove, right of like that first couple hours, it took off the layers of paint from the backs of the mirrors quite well. But mirrors also have layers of silver and mercury, copper, things like that. So I had to put on a second layer and let it sit. The tape was really, really terrible. So I thought I was going to have to honestly use either bleach, which I've heard works, to get the mirror backing and mirror finish off. There's a little bit of paint stuck in a couple spots. So yeah, I want to make sure I get that off. And that's actually how I noticed. I was trying to scrub it off gently with the Brillo pad, and that's how I noticed I could see through it. So yeah, I'm just gently going over it. I'm not digging into the glass. I'm not scratching the glass. The scratches you see is just the silver backing. I also want to give a quick example of how you can use plain plate glass from a picture frame. So I found a really cute picture frame with just plain glass that I had. So I'm going to start spraying it black, being careful not to get any drips. Nice light and thin layers. Square picture frame, clear piece, very, very black, lots of coats of black paint. I'm going to let them dry for a while and then start doing some nice glossy clear coats on top. And I have also painted the frame for the piece of glass that is getting repaired. This is going to look really cool when I'm done. I have flipped the frame over and painted the other side black. I painted the back part black as well. The piece of glass that goes in the frame that I did as an example to show you how swift and easy you can do it with just clear glass. That is a perfect little black scrying mirror. So as you can see, the round mirror has been fully stripped and the bleach fully took off anything that was left. And I've done the same over here. There's streaks and whatnot. It's on the wood underneath. It is totally clean and clear, and I am repairing it. It's sitting with some epoxy. I figure once I get it painted really good, it's gonna go in that frame, and I'm just going to be very careful with it. So what I am doing right now is actually really interesting. On this mirror frame, I want to paint a wide variety of sigils and glyphs. I want to make sure I include everything for all the traditional planetary and elemental symbols that as they correspond to the spheres of the Tree of Life, and the symbols for the 22 paths on the Tree of Life, as well as for the darker Glyphothic tree, the darker side of the Tree of Life. I also have glyphs and sigils for each sphere as well as each path, and some of them are quite large and intricate. So what I'm doing here is I have just taped some paper together, simply just some regular printer paper, and I've placed it over top of the frame. Since it has multiple layers here, I thought each one of these I could probably fit some smaller sigils and glyphs. This is just a good way to trace out what I'm working with, that I can maybe, because I also possibly want to put all of the runes on it. I just want to make sure I'm decorating it with multiple different sigils and glyphs from multiple different currents that I work with. Basically, I'm kind of tracing it out. I'm going to add some paper down so I can see how wide the sides are, and basically I'm going to take the paper sketched out replica and start devising ways to fit all of the magical symbols and glyphs on here that I want. So there you have it. I have traced the whole thing out kind of on paper so I can see where I will need to put the smaller glyphs and sigils, probably around the two top arches. And then there's room for wider and bigger ones up in here, down the sides, as well as this little section of the bottom portion. For now, I've mapped out just the flat back part of it. This way, once I'm done, I can actually fit the sigils and glyphs on the white paper and bring it down, even if I have to cut it up section by section and lay it here next to my work. At some point, I probably am going to. Alright, well, with the frame done and the mirror also painted, it is the moment of truth. I'm going to put it back in, and now I'm going to screw all the little screws back in, which I had one of these handy dandy magnetic things. I highly recommend those. Everything stays exactly where you put it. Alright, I'm going to get the rest of these in. So, here we are. Gotta say, this is definitely one of my favorite things I've ever made. Very, very cool. I'm gonna go put it where it goes now. Here's the scrying mirror, finished and completed. I love it so, so much. I worked very hard on it. It is normally covered, because obviously mirrors are magical portals, or they can be. This was my first time making black scrying mirrors, and so since some were just the plain clear glass to start with, that was relatively simple. Ones that were actually mirrors, though, were a little bit harder. Now, these are used for black mirror scrying, which is a form of divination. in witchcraft and magic. You can consecrate your mirrors with different mirror washes and oils. Mirrors have been used in witchcraft for a very long time. You can use black mirrors to scry, regular mirrors to scry. You can enchant them. You can do all sorts of amazing things with mirrors. You can align them to work with specific entities and energies, and for evocation and stuff like that. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any cool black scrying mirror ideas. Are you going to try to make some of these? I absolutely love the ones I made. Super happy that I did it, because now I can have different ones to align with different currents for different uses in my scrying divination specifically. So I absolutely love that. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you guys back. Alright, much love. Bye!